Okay, so what we do in this one here, the first step, when we're finding the mean from a table, we've got to multiply. So as soon as it says mean from a table, we do the multiplication. So 0 times 4 is 0. 1 times 6 is 6. 2 times 7 is 14. 3 times 5 is 15. 4 times 3 is 12. And 5 times 1 is 5. So that's step 1. Step 2 is you add together these values here. So if we add them up, 6 plus 14 is 20, plus 15 is 35, plus 12 is 47, plus 5 is 52. So step 1 is step 2 is we add those together. Step 3 is we add the frequency together. So 10, 17, 20, 25, 26. Then what we do is we do this number divided by the total frequency. So it's always the total of this divided by the total frequency. So 52 divided by 26, which you don't need a calculator for, but if you wanted to use one, that's fine. And that equals 2. Okay, so let's do the mean for the next one. 0 times 7, 1 times 5, 2 times 3, 3 times 6, 4 times 2, 5 times 1, 6 times 1. So step 1, all you do is you multiply them together. So 0 times 7 is 0. 1 times 5 is 5. 2 times 3 is 6. 3 times 6 is 18, 4 times 2 is 8, 5 times 1 is 5, and 6 times 1 is 6. Next, what you do is you total those up. So that's going to be 11, 29, 37, 42, 48. You then add together the frequency to get total frequency. So it's going to be 12, 15, 21, 23, 24, 25. So you've got 48 over 25. Now, it's possible that they could give you this on a non-calculator paper. If it's a calculator, just put it into your calculator. If it's non-calculator, try and make the bottom over 100. So 48 over 25 is the same as 96 over 50, which is the same as 192 over 100. So if we do that, we get 1.92. Right, the next thing is we've got to find out what the median is. So the median is going to be the middle number. So what we do is we already know that here there are 26 people in the first table and there's 25 in the second table. So to find out where the middle person is, we add 1 and divide by 2. So if this is 26 people, 26 plus 1 divided by 2 equals 13.5. So I want to know where the 13th and the 14th person is. It's going to be halfway between those two people. So the first 4 people are there. And the next 6, that makes 10 people so far. The next 7 people, which makes 17 people, are there. So if I'm looking for the 13th and the 14th people, they're going to be somewhere in this category here. So therefore, the median is going to be 2. Now, to find the 25th, so if we've got 25 people, we do 25 plus 1 divided by 2. That's how to find where the middle person is. So 25 plus 1 is 26, divided by 2 is 13. So I'm looking for the 13th person. So the first 7 are there. The next 5 are here, so that's 12. So the 13th, so that's 15 up there. So therefore, this contains the 13th, the 14th, and the 15th people. So therefore, I want to have the 13th person. So again, the median for this one is also 2. Now, the next one. This one is estimate the mean and the median from the table. So estimating the median, all we have to do is find out where the median is. So the first thing we're going to do is going to estimate the mean. So on the last section we did this thing here times by 15. The issue we've got now is there is no single number over here. So what we've got to do is find the midpoint. So the midpoint of 0 and 6 is 3. The midpoint of 6 and 12 is 9. 15, 21, and 27. And remember, if you don't know how to find the midpoint of these two things here, there's 2 things you can do. That's a gap of 6 between 24 and 30, so half that gap is 3. So you go in by 3. Or you simply do 54, so 24 plus 30 is 54, divided by 2, and you get 27. Okay, so once you've found your midpoints, you do midpoint times by frequency. So 3 15s are 45. 9 times 23 is 207. 15 times 28 is 420. 19 times 21 equals 399. And 15 times 27 equals 405. You then add those numbers together. So if you do that, 405 plus 309 plus 420 plus 207 plus 45, and it gives us 1,476. You've then got to add together the total frequency. Don't divide by 5 because there's 5 categories. You add the total frequency. So 15 plus 23 plus 28 plus 19 plus 15, and it equals 100. And then you're going to do this number divided by this number. So 1476 divided by 100, and that equals 14.76. And like I said in the lesson, what you need to have a look at is see whether or not that looks okay. So 14.76, that's kind of in the middle of all the data. So in between 12 and 18 is 14, yeah. So yeah, I'm pretty happy that's going to be correct. The next thing we've got to do is we've got to find where the median is. So because it's estimates, we don't need to add 1 and divide by 2. We just do 100 divided by 2. So that's going to be 50. So I've got to find where the 50th person is. So the first 15 are here. The next 23, which brings us up to 38, is here. The next one, 38 plus 28, is going to be 66. So the 39th to the 66th person is in this category here. So the median is in the group 12 to 18. And that's what they'll ask you in the exam. Finally, we've got this thing here. Now, rugby team plays 6 games. The mean score for the 6 games is 15. So these are what the mean questions tend to look like in the new style exam. They're slightly removed from the old style. So what we do with this is we try and get away with adding them all up and divide by however many there are. We think about it in terms of a total. So we do the total score and then we divide by however many games they've played. So we work out the total score. We divide that by 6 because they played 6 games, and then they get the mean, which is 15. So therefore the total, let's try that again, equals 15 times 6, so the total will be 90. So therefore that 90 represents the total score after 6 games. So after 6 games. We have a look again. So the rugby team played 1 more game, so now they played 7 games, and the mean is 16. So the new total, that's an O, new total divided by 7, because they played 7 games now, equals 16. So if we do 16 times by 7, so to get rid of this divided by 7, we times by 7. So the new total equals 16 times by 7, which is 112. So after 6 games, they'd scored 90 points. After 7 games, they've now scored 112 points. So the difference must be how much they scored in the 7th game. So 112 take away 90 equals 22. So the final answer is 22 points in that 7th game. Well done if you got that right.